Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Tarology 33 channel. This is your January 2024 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled a 4 agreements and wisdom and the oracle card for you guys. And we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where folks should be as far as that goes. Okay, so we have 8. And 8th house energy for you guys is Virgo. Astrologically speaking, pretty quiet there, but in general, 8th house points to death, rebirth, intimacy, and investments. Alright, we have Capricorn, so definitely makes sense to see this come up because, of course, we're going to be, at the time of recording this, we're technically still in Sag season, but we're going to be in Capricorn season the end of December and the first few weeks of January. And Pluto will be moving out, and Pluto will be moving out of Capricorn into your sign, actually, in January, so that could be significant energy there too. So, of course, Capricorn's your 12th house, which points to spirituality, blind spots, and mental health. And we have Saturn. So Saturn's actually in Pisces, which is your 2nd house of possessions and self-worth, finances. So maybe you might have been feeling a little bit of restrictions there, right? Not necessarily that you couldn't acquire things, but just it might have taken a little bit more work than you were accustomed to get there. Okay, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 7 of Wands. And challenging that, we have the 6 of Wands. So these are actually both the Leo energies, which is your opposite sign of partnerships, contracts, relationships. What I see with this could just be saying that recently you might have experienced some level of success, right? And it looks like for whatever reason, not everyone in your environment was necessarily happy with that, right? So you could be feeling like there's a whole new set of challenges that came with that success. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be that people are challenging you. So let's say, for example, another way it could play out is maybe you get some kind of a promotion, right? And within your job, and now you're a little bit overwhelmed with the extra things that come with it, right? Which of course is normal when it's brand new to you. Obviously, with a little bit of time, you should be able to accomplish that a lot easier, but yeah, that can be what it's pointing to for some of you as well. Right, in the foundation position, we have the 4 of Cups. So yeah, this could just be saying you might have spent a lot of time with things coming your way, but things that didn't necessarily speak to you. So this victory that we see here might have been hard won, right? Because you might have gone through a long stretch of time where things weren't going your way, right? And that could be where the 7 of Wands is coming through as frustration for you too, right? Because, for example, people who might be detracting from that might look at it as, oh, you just out of the blue got this success, right? But you might feel like, well, no one was paying attention when I was going through struggles, right? But now all of a sudden things going great. Everyone's like, oh, how did Aquarius get this, right? Could be one of those dynamics there. All right, in the past position, we have the 5 of Cups. So yeah, this could even say, especially given that for you guys, this is a Scorpio energy, so for you guys, that's your house of career. Could just be saying, for example, maybe you even got a promotion and now you're still technically working with the same people, but the dynamic with them has changed, right? So maybe you might have felt like back then you could have interacted with them a lot more casually. You guys could have gone out after work, right? Things along those lines. And now with the dynamic change, you're like, oh, well, I don't know if we could really do that anymore, right? Maybe the company really frowns upon that kind of stuff. So now you're kind of looking at that with some regret, like, oh man, yeah, really was looking forward to this thing, but now I'm seeing there's other layers to it that maybe I didn't think of initially. All right, in the present position, we have the 9 of Wands. So yeah, looks like you're definitely feeling a little bit overwhelmed, right? Feeling like there's a lot to take on. Again, like I said, maybe even feeling a little bit unsupported as well, feeling like you're the one carrying the load in the situation too. So that could just be what you're feeling right now. It seems like it's going to be somewhat temporary, but obviously when you're in the middle of it, right? I mean, if we look at this person's facial expression, they don't seem to be too thrilled, right? So I get it. In the near future position, we have the Queen of Swords. So yeah, so of course I put this through the lens of a career type thing initially, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. But whatever dynamic this is, seeing this here says to me that you're actually going to find a way to regain your footing, right? You're going to say, okay, maybe you find the best of both worlds, right? This is a Libra energy here, which is typically about balance. And for you guys, that's also ninth house energy, which is a higher learning, philosophy. So it could just be one of those things where you're seeing things from a higher perspective and you're realizing, like, okay, I can still integrate some of those things that were good in the past situation, right, into my present situation in a positive way where it feels like a win win for everyone. All right. In the position of your influence in a situation, we have temperance. So yeah, this definitely points to some kind of group dynamic. It seems, whether it be work or friendships, whatever the case may be, right? So like I said, even if I gave the example because to me it was a good practical way to describe it, which, oh, you got promoted at work and now, the people that you're dealing with might be interacting with you, not necessarily too happy that you were the one who got it versus them, things along those lines. Plenty of different ways it could play out, but seeing this here to me says that whatever dynamic it is, it seems like you're really focused on trying to bring balance this month, balance and fairness. So looks like that's where your focus is primarily. Okay, in the environment position, we have the Page of Cups. So for some of you, this is a realization where you're like, okay, the solution that I have come up with, right? Maybe it's not going to be perfect, but you know what? It's better than doing nothing about the situation. So even if it's just temporary, let me come forward with this proposal, right? Hey, this is how we could really work everything out where it feels like a win-win, right? And coming forward with that with confidence. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Lovers. So yeah, to me, this could just be saying that you're hoping for a little guidance there, right? So, like I said, so we see here the feminine and masculine energies, right? Where if that's what you're trying to figure out, right? Okay, when is it better to be assertive versus when is it better to sit back, right? So these could be the types of things that you're trying to figure out. And with the artwork here, to me, it says that you're hoping for a little bit of help behind the scenes, right? So whether it be just spiritual guidance or you might feel like some kind of synchronicity catches your eye and you feel like, okay, this was the answer I was looking for in a situation that's gonna help me move forward. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the moon. So yeah, seeing this does remind me of the fact that you guys will have a full moon in Leo. So we were talking about the Leo energies here, which is your opposite sign, and that's going to be toward the end of January. So a few days after your season technically starts is when we're gonna have that full moon. So whenever I see the moon pop up anywhere in the spread, to me it points to saying, hey, pay attention to the significant lunar cycles for that period. So of course that's going to be a big one for you guys. But even before that, we're gonna have the new moon in Capricorn around the middle of January, and that's your 12th house, and that's going to be making square aspects with the nodes. So that could be a pretty intense energy that you guys might feel, but it also could be something that will help something click for you as far as, okay, now I see this is a good way forward around the situation. And of course, at the time I'm recording this, we haven't had that full moon in Cancer yet, so this is around the work dynamic, right? Maybe just things could bubble to the surface during that time. Like I said, from what I'm seeing, it looks like for the most part it's going to be temporary. Now, not to say that it's going to magically clear up on its own either, but it looks like for somehow you're actually going to get the insight around how to get this situation under control. So it looks like you will be the ones ultimately who are restoring the balance. But it looks like I said, you're going to figure that out, and it's going to help things move forward in a much more positive way. And speaking of balance, bottom of the deck we have the Six of Pentacles. So this is a Taurus energy here, but this often is an energy that points to restoring balance. The card before this, of course, is a Five of Pentacles energy. It looks really like people having a rough go at it in the artwork there. And then we see a much more balanced, peaceful energy here. All right, so moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Always Do Your Best, and it says take your life and enjoy it. It says, you are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love. Just to be. To take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. So yeah, definitely a positive message there for sure, right? Because like I said, for whatever reason, it seems like you're going to have some level of success or already have had that success, but for whatever reason, it seems like not everyone's too happy for that, right? So it could just be saying, well, of course you'd rather they not be that way, especially if it's people that are close to you that you care about, but it could just be saying, you know what, gotta do what you gotta do, right? You've worked for it. Like I said, it definitely looks like part of what it is for them, they might feel like it came out of the blue for you, but seeing what I'm seeing here, it looks like you've gone through some time where things were not going your way at all, right? So there's certainly no need to apologize when things are going your way. So that's what I see with that. Okay, from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Imagine. There's the artwork there, and the number is 20. So we'll see what this has to say. Interesting, we see the moon there as well. So yeah, it could be another indicator that the lunar cycles in particular are going to be the more intense periods for the month. All right, let's see what it says. Okay, essential meanings. It says turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creativity, illusions. The Oracle's message. Who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You were gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. So yeah, interesting energy there, right? Because for some of you, if this particular situation hasn't happened yet, right, maybe that's the energy that you will find yourself in. And then it says, oh, and then you'll see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. Then that might explain why you had some people who might all of a sudden be feeling jealous. Like, where did this come from, right? Like Aquarius was down in the dumps yesterday. Now they're, from the outhouse to the penthouse or whatever that saying is, right? So it could just be one of those things where it seems like such a switch change in your fortune that people are like, oh, what's that about? So, which is obviously isn't your problem, right? Of course they'll try to make it your problem, but you know what I mean. The relationship message says, in matters of the heart, it's easy to daydream about another as a means of connecting to that person. While that's romantic, if you want this relationship to be real, you need to go for it, not just dream about it. Now's the time to move beyond the daydream and into reality, beyond illusion and into fruition. Relationships are about relating, so step out onto the dance floor where imagination partners with manifestation. The message of this card is that a person with attributes you have imagined will enter your life. You'll be changed for the better. Imagine that. So interesting message there, right? Because if we do look at this through the context of more of a relationship lens, that Page of Cups energy in the environment could represent that as far as, someone making that first step forward within the connection, right? Putting themselves out there with that Page of Cups energy. And if that's the case, looks like things could go well. So hope it resonated. And the prosperity message says this is a powerful time to get clear on how you create your prosperity, what it means to you to be prosperous, and what attributes you need to develop in yourself to make things happen. Who do you need to be to live out your dreams? Can you imagine the kind of life you desire? Really imagine it without holding back the sheer force of your powers of creativity? If you can envision it, you can have it. Get ready, for prosperity is waiting for you to claim it now. Act as if your dreams really will come true. So, yeah, definitely interesting messages here, and it seems like a pretty powerful message overall. And a lot of that could just be due to, like I said, the fact that Pluto is going to be coming back out of Capricorn. It was in your sign briefly in 2023, I should say. And as we move into 2024, it's going to move back into your sign. So that might be part of what's causing such a massive shift in energy for you guys. But hope it resonated with you. We'll wrap up there. Hope you guys have a good holiday season and New Year. And I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.